Hello and welcome to Thursday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic on a bitterly cold day here in the UK. I braved the golf course this morning with my friend Will. We managed 7 holes before it was so perishing. We had to abandon the golf course with frozen fingers, frozen toes. Anyway, I'm now in the nice and warm. And I'm going to continue to warm myself up by having a go at Not Just Once by James Sinclair. James is one of the most brilliant Sudoku constructors in the world. All his puzzles are incredibly popular because they have this lovely flow to them. And I don't know what he's discovered here, but I can tell you it is very beautiful to look at. Look at this. It's almost all the clues, almost all the cages add up to 11. Only that one doesn't, and it's a sort of staircase going up the grid from left to right, a sort of stairway to heaven. Don't worry, I won't play that in a guitar intro. Anyway, this is what we're going to have a look at. It's got 3 stars out of 5 for difficulty, and I've no doubt it will be brilliant. So we'll have a look at that in a moment or two's time. Now, speaking of beautiful puzzles, though, I must draw your attention to this one, which I attempted yesterday. Absolutely incredible. I mean, we called it the most beautiful Sudoku in the world, and I think it's just true, isn't it? Look at it. It is just absolutely gorgeous. Wisteria Fall has created something very, very unusual here. So for those of you who haven't watched that video, I won't spoil any of the logic, but I will tell you the idea is that you have to work out which digits from 1 to 9 you use in the puzzle, but you can have repeated digits. Now that is a very, very unusual little trick, and it's resulted in a very long video, but it's just a sensational Sudoku puzzle. So please do have a look at that if you haven't had a look at it already. Now the next thing I need to do is to thank you all, those of you who joined us last night for our Hexcells stream. We actually finished the game Hexcells, which was incredibly surprising, and we went on to another game called Hexcells 2 or Hexcells Plus or something. And it was really very good fun. I really enjoyed it. I think Mark did as well. So we are going to return to that in the next few days. And as soon as I know the day, it will be at 10 o'clock UK time, but as soon as I know the day, I will let you know, obviously. Other than that, over on Patreon, just 2 days left to get in your answers for the January competition, All the Fun of the Fair. We've got my long solve of COASTER NURIKABE by the Cogito, and I can tell you that my solve, which is another long solve of TotallyNormalCat's Broken Secrets, is going to appear on the channel on Saturday morning at 10 o'clock UK time. So you might want to look out for that if you like your solves of very, very hard puzzles. What else did I need? Yeah, it's not going to go up tomorrow because tomorrow morning, hopefully, we'll do the crossword video. Fridays is our day when we do, one of us attempts the Times Cryptic Crossword live. So that should appear tomorrow morning, hopefully. And then I've got some birthdays to do. I'll start off by wishing Sonia a very happy birthday. And this is a happy birthday from your boyfriend Bruno. And I think you're down there in Barcelona, a city I have never been to but would love to visit. And I would love to go to the new camp and watch Barcelona. Anyway, the things I'm told about Sonia. Well, Sonia thinks that the Czech Republic is the best country in the world. Now, Sonia, I have to tell you that it's so obviously Gondor that I don't know what you're thinking there. But Sonia, I hope you have a very good day. I'm not sure if you're having chocolate cake or not. Oh, I've got a picture. I've got a picture of Sonia and Bruno. Where is my picture? Here. Oh, there. There. So this is Sonia and Bruno. Bruno wishing Sonia a very happy birthday today. Next, we'll move over to Portugal, not far away, I guess, where Carol has turned 33 today. And Carol, I know your boyfriend can't be with you today, but look what Carol's boyfriend did as a sort of pre-celebration of Carol's birthday. On the wall, created a Sudoku with not 1 but 2 3s in the corner, and of course Carol's age. So that is a lovely, lovely thing. I approve of that heartily. I hope you managed to still have chocolate cake today, Carol, and many, many happy returns. And then finally, Isabella from Luana over there in Brazil. Isabella, I know it's your birthday today, so many, many happy returns. I hope you too are able to have chocolate cake and a very splendid day. And now, let us turn our attention to this staircase and have a look at what James Sinclair has in store for us with Not Just Once. Why is it called Not Just Once? Is that referring to the fact that 10 cage does only appear once? Or maybe it's the fact that the 11 cages don't just appear once, although I'm not quite sure what the relevance of that is. These are the rules. We've got normal Sudoku rules apply, so we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each into every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Digits cannot repeat on the indicated diagonal, so this diagonal here has to have the digits 1 to 9 once each on it. Cages show their sums, and digits cannot repeat within a cage. Well, it would have been hard to repeat a digit in any of these cages, given that normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits in cells separated by a white dot are consecutive, so we've got a couple of those sprinkled around. So that means if this square here was a 2, this would have to be a 1 or a 3 in order to be consecutive with the 2. And digits in cells separated by a black dot have a 1 to 2 ratio, and that means that one of those digits will be double the other. So let's look at this one. Imagine this was a 2. This could be a 1 because 1 is half 2, or 2 is double 1, and it could be a 4 because 4 is double 2. And that's how black dots work. Do you have a go? The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual, but now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Now, I don't really know how to approach this. I mean, my first thought is it's a colouring puzzle. Because there are a limited number of flavours of 11 domino in Sudoku. Those flavours are a 5-6 pair, a 4-7 pair, a 3-8 pair, and a 2-9 pair. So I feel like somehow or other... Oh, no. No. Alright, I've got something much simpler. Much simpler. Right. What digit can you not put in a 2-cell 11 cage? And the answer to that is 1. So where is 1 in this box? And the answer is in one of those 3 squares. And therefore, where is 1 in the middle box? That's lovely, isn't it? So it can't go on the diagonal, and it can't go in 11 cages. So it goes in a 10 cage, and we get 2 digits for the price of 1 by mathematics. And now, 1 in box 3 can't go on the diagonal, so it is in one of 2 positions. I don't think I can do much more than that. Well, one in box 8 is nearly very interesting. It's in one of 3 places. Again, it can't go in an 11 cage. So if it was on the black dot, this black dot would be a 1-2 pair. If it's not on the black dot, that would be a 1 up here, which would put a 1 over here in row 3. Okay, well maybe we have to go back to the original idea then. Okay, so I'll start at the bottom of the staircase, I think. So these 2 squares, or this flavour of 11 domino, clearly has to be different from this one, doesn't it? So let's make those green and orange. Now this one and this one now cannot be green or orange. So if that one is blue, can that be blue? Or must that be the 4th flavour of 11 cage? And the answer to that is, well, that's quite interesting. If it is the 4th flavour, then that digit is a 1. Because that digit would see all of the other, it would see all flavours of 11 cage. And if you think about all the different flavours of 11 cage, they include the 9 and the 2, the 8 and the 3, the 7 and the 4 and the 5 and the 6. So the only digit they don't include is a 1. So that would be a naked single of rather beautiful proportions. But I don't think we can assume that. Because, well, the question is, can that be blue? And that would cause these 2 digits to be the same, and these 2 digits to be the same, and these 2 digits obviously to add to 11. And therefore, yeah, well, that's interesting. Okay, so if these were the same, then there's a hidden 11 cage on the diagonal in this box, because the two digits, well, the two digits that are not 1 that are on this diagonal must also add up to 11. And that means what? Is that difficult? Well, actually that would, I don't know what it does, but one thing I've just seen it might mean is, imagine there was a domino, well, it's not really a domino, but 2 of these 3 cells add up to 11, and then you look at where those digits go in box 3, they can't go into these squares. Well, one of them could, but one of them is forced into an 11 cage where its partner would also be in the 11 cage. So if this is the same colour as this, and there is a hidden 11 cage on the diagonal, that hidden 11 cage is in one of those 2 cages in box 3. I don't know, actually. I'm not sure. I mean, this one is, it's either, let's have a colour for this. We'll make it purple or blue, where purple is the 4th flavour of 11 cage. So what do we do? Right, so that one, that 11 cage is not blue and it's not orange. So it's either green or purple. This one, oh, we don't know what this one is. This one is not green and not blue. So this one is either orange or purple again. Oh, that's a horrible flavour. The orange-purple, I find those very difficult to tell apart. So maybe I've got to change the orange colour. Or maybe I should change the purple colour. What else could we have instead of purple? Maybe grey? It's a bit of a drab colour, but I can see it more clearly. I think I'll go back. I think I'll go to grey. Now I want to build the staircase higher still. So, golly, this gets quite difficult though, doesn't it? Because, I mean, this one I can see it can't be blue. That one, I'm not sure I can see it can't be anything. I mean, because we don't know what this is and we don't know what this is, I'm not sure that's restricted at all. God, this is not that easy. If this is green, there are 2 greens up here. If this is grey, this is blue. And then, okay. So if that is grey, then grey in this box has to be in those 2 squares, and that is a 1. So I think that means 1 is in one of those 2 cells. Because either... Well, actually, maybe that's not even true. If that's grey, that's blue. Grey is in these 2 squares. This is 1 in the box. But if this is green... This is green and this is blue. Maybe we don't know anything about where grey is in this box. Good grief. Okay. I'm sorry about this. I am not understanding this yet. I feel it's something to do with... I mean, for example... This being green, it is not possible for there to be a green in here and a green in here, is it? Because that's going to keep green off the diagonal altogether. So there's a maximum of 1 green in those 4 dominoes. And the same is true for orange. And in fact, here's another small point. If this was a green-orange pair, that breaks the diagonal as well, because we'd only have 3 cells on the diagonal left to contain all of the green digits and all of the orange digits, which is not enough. Wow, I haven't got anything. I've not got anything here. What is it that I'm missing? This is only a 3-star puzzle, so it can't be that difficult. It ought not to be as difficult as the one I did yesterday. Although the one I did yesterday, at least I could start it relatively quickly. Is it something to do with... Is it something to do with what colour these can be and how that works in the central... this central diagonal? I feel like this is the box that has a bit more restriction than this one, because at least I've got a placed 1 in this box, which I don't quite have here. And I've got more 11 cages. I've got this cage sticking in. Okay, so that digit is on the diagonal in this box. But I don't know how that digit relates to these colours down here. I don't think. So all I'm saying there is I'll use a totally new colour because I don't know how it relates. But if we think about these 2 digits now, and we ask where this digit, this specific digit, row 3, column 5, goes in this box, clearly it can't repeat in its column. It's not equal to 1 because it's in an 11 cage. We can't put it in any of these cages because that's going to double yellow into the cage, and that's going to clash with this digit. So I think we're only left with one of those 2 squares. So that digit is in one of those 2 positions. And it would be useful, be more useful if it was there. It would get locked out of that one. So if yellow, so yellow in terms of box 7 then is definitely, it's definitely in one of these cages. And so yellow, the other yellow, this digit, is definitely on the diagonal up here. So neither of these is yellow. Well, we can see that one's not yellow actually. I don't think that one can be yellow either. Well, I'm not actually sure about that now, because it is true to say that there is a yellow digit in one of these 6 cells. But if for example that was yellow, then this would be yellow. And maybe that doesn't have the effect I thought it was going to have in terms of... Yeah, no, I think the deduction I made about yellow having to not be in one of those is unsound actually. I'm not quite sure about it. This definitely is not yellow, but I don't want to bring in a whole new colour scheme. This is hard. This is really, it's very interesting, but I haven't got my head around it at all actually. God, wow, that's not easy to see. Okay. Good grief, that's very clever. That is very clever. Right, I've spotted something more useful now. Let's try a new colour, purple. What colours? Where does this go in this box? And that is quite an interesting question. No jokes about me and parties. We had quite enough of those last night on the stream. But where is this? Well, it's clearly not there, is it? Because If this is purple, that's purple, and it's going to clash. So purple is ruled out definitely of these, and this can't be double purple either, because this square, row 3, column 5, couldn't exist. Here's the thing I've just noticed. If this is purple, then we can think about where purple goes in box 8. And it's really beautiful. This cage. Oh yeah, I awarded my favourite cell of the puzzle, didn't I? Whose puzzle was that we were doing the other day, which was the Fog of War, Narrator, I think. And it had a beautiful cell in the puzzle, which actually was that one. This one, I really like this cell, because this cell cannot be purple. And that has quite an interesting effect, because if this was purple, obviously it makes this purple and it clashes. And that means that if this was a purple domino, you've got to put purple on the black dot. And that implies that those two digits on a black dot sum to 11. And here is a little trick that you can do with black dots. Black dot digits are always, the sum of them is always divisible by 3. And 11 is not divisible by 3, so this is impossible. And the reason a black dot pair is always divisible by 3 is one of the digits is double the other. So if we define the smaller digit as equal to x, the higher digit must be equal to 2x. And 2x plus x is 3x, which is a number divisible by 3. So this doesn't work. And that is quite cool, because that means that this domino goes in those two squares. And that means, because this digit is definitely not purple, that digit doesn't go there. So that digit is just plain old purple, and that digit is plain old yellow. And maybe I now need to totally abandon my earlier colouring. I almost think I do. I think this is where we're meant to start. Can I see anything quick? So double purple here. So purple is either there, or in those two. If purple was in those two, these two would be purple. That doesn't work, does it? That feels like they're different digits, and they're both looking at this digit. Ah, this is okay. Okay, so yeah, I think I am. I'm. This is against my better nature, but I am going to de-chromify the puzzle, and I'm going to ask where purple goes in this box. Now, we know it's not on the diagonal because we've already got double purple on the diagonal. Oh, I've just had another thought actually. Maybe it's this box where purple... This box might also be very interesting for purple. But let's stay down here. Now purple could be here, I think. Purple could be here, I think. The only other place purple could live is in these two squares. So let's make this A and that B. These are clearly different digits, aren't they? So that means that's going to be the purple B, and that's going to be the purple A. And now this digit cannot exist in the puzzle, because it is purple and it sees both flavours of purple. So that's not right. And that means that purple is either here or here. So one of these is purple. Okay, that might be as far as we can take that. Well, let me check up here then. Where is purple up here? Now, the interesting thing about this one is that purple, I could make one of these purple, but one of these is the digit 1. So that means I'm going to have to put a purple in one of these cages. And the moment I do that, the other cell also becomes purple, doesn't it? So I can't put purple in this cage because then this cell couldn't exist. So I think that is double purple. And that gives me 2 purples in row 2. It means that's not... This isn't right. Okay, so this square, this 11 cage now, I'm going to award the mantle of greenliness. Because this cell cannot be yellow. It sees 2 yellows, and it cannot be purple. So now this is the 4th colour. Ah, this is beautiful. So it's totally... I was totally and utterly fooled, basically, by the shape of the puzzle, and assuming that I would be able to sort of extend the colouring from the bottom to the top, whereas actually you have to start from the middle. Because now, look, if that's green, what colour is this? It can't be green, it can't be yellow, it can't be purple. So that is a new colour. We'll make it blue. And now that's got to be green. Now, what does that mean? So no. Yes, that's fine. So now where is green in box 4? It can't go there because that becomes green and clashes. So green is in these two squares. So this is not green. This is not green. This one. Oh, nearly. Okay, this one is not yellow and it's not purple. So this is either green or blue. And if it was... So whatever it is, green or blue, its partner lives in box 5 and it therefore appears on the diagonal in this box. So this box's diagonal is 1 and green or blue. And that means that these two squares are the same flavour. Because we've now effectively identified the three flavours, well, all 4 flavours, haven't we? We've got one here, whatever of green and blue corresponds to this one. So these two are the same flavour. So these two are the same flavour. They're not... Oh, come on. This is sick. This is sick setting. It's so clever. Right. So now I think we run through the logic we've just done again. So we know these are the same flavour. Let's just make this grey for a moment. Now, can that flavour be green? No, very clearly not. Can it be blue? No, because this square couldn't exist. So it's not blue and it's not green. So it is yellow or purple. But again, these two digits are different from the work we did earlier, seeing that digit, so these cannot be purple. So these are yellow. That's really beautiful. That is really beautiful setting. So now there is a yellow on this diagonal, but only one yellow. Ooh, okay, so there's one yellow in one of these squares, and it's that yellow. And then there's going to be 2 cells. Oh, I see. Yes. Okay. So you're going to have yellow up here. That yellow is in one of those squares along with the 1. And then the other 2 digits here are whatever's not used in this one. So this has also got green or blue in 2 of these 3 squares along with the yellow. It's quite hard to sort of pencil mark that. Can we get that one? That's not green and it's not yellow. So it's either blue or purple. I'm not sure what that means. Sorry, I can't quite work that out. And we're running out fast of 11 cages to use. This is a disaster. I want maybe this to be purple. Could we prove what are the options for this domino then? This domino is not yellow and it's not blue, so it is purple or green. Whichever one of those it is would be a useful thing to know. Sorry, I can't quite. So if this was green, then this couldn't be purple, so this would be purple. This couldn't be purple if this was green, because green then... purple would be trapped into this one cell in box 8, and there are no Schrödinger cells to my knowledge in this puzzle. Okay. Therefore, what else could we do here? Could we know, or do we know? I don't know. Not sure. Not even sure where I'm meant to be looking, actually. So this is green. Blue. So blue is 2 of these 3 squares. So green in this box has to inhabit some of these squares, or at least one of these squares. Two of these are blue. Yeah, so green is in at least one of these. I wish I knew what this was. I think this one is the key. I think it's either this one or this one. There might be a way that we can tell. I mean, if that's purple, then this is not purple, so this would be purple. And that stops that being purple. And if that's purple, this is purple. So these are different. These can't both be purple. But what about if neither of them was purple? Can we rule that out? If neither was purple, then that square would be a 1. I'm not sure. I mean, it's not the Kropki dot situation, is it? This square is sequential with green, but I don't think I know anything about green. Do I know anything about green? Don't think so. I really don't think I do. Okay, so maybe... Now I've thought about this box already. What about... Do I know whether this... Now this is again, this could be a key 11 cage, because if we knew that was blue, then I would know green was on the diagonal here. This would have blue on the diagonal. Actually, probably we want that to be blue more, because that would put green here, which rules this out from being green. So that would cause that to be purple, which I think would make that blue. And all of a sudden we would be in better shape. Okay, what about... Oh, yellow. That's yellow just by Sudoku. Look, sorry, I didn't see that. So I've got double yellow here. So 2 of these 3 squares are yellow. Oh, that feels like it's almost important. That feels like it's almost important, doesn't it? So, do I know which of these is yellow is the next question. So, so whatever this is, if that's blue, then this has got purple in it. Well, that's interesting. That is interesting. So if... This is complicated though. If this is blue, that's purple, and this consists of purple and double yellow. Well, that cannot be purple and would have to be yellow, and that would make yellow a 2-9 pair, wherever yellow appears. Don't know what that does with the world, but that would be very interesting. But if, on the other hand, this is purple, then this consists of blue and double yellow, and then perhaps this could be blue then. If that's blue, that would be... Oh, hang on, that doesn't... Hang on, there's a problem with that. Because that seems to require... there's something wrong there. There's something wrong with Sudoku. It doesn't seem to work. If this if we put blue in here, why can't I see why that doesn't? It doesn't work. But if any of these are blue, the problem with that, if any one of these is blue, that's blue by Sudoku. That's the same digit as this, because none of these can be blue. And that makes this blue, which makes this blue, and I get 3 blues in the row. So there are definitely no blues over here. That is for sure true. And that, in fact, is telling us, therefore, that in this row, the 2 blues have to be these 2 squares, or have to be those 2 squares. So there must be another way of seeing that. There must be. So let's just have another think about that. So if we do this, double purple, and we have to put 2 blues here and a 1. Yeah, yes, I see it now. I see it now. The simple way of seeing this is to say if this is double purple, that square has to be double purple in this row. And that's clearly impossible. So that would have been far easier than anything I've just been doing. So this cannot be double purple, we've just discovered, because if it is double purple, that square is double purple. So it's double blue, and then that told us something, didn't it, about yellow. We now know there are 2 yellows over here and a purple, but the purple cannot go here. So there is a purple in one of those. That is definitely yellow, and now we know the nature of yellow. Goodness me. Right, so yellows are 2 9s wherever they appear. So there's a 2 in one of these squares. And that might be interesting, you know. Oh, this is great. Oh, that's sick. Again, it's beautiful setting. This, I don't know whether this is a 3-star puzzle, though. This is hard. Look, I can't put 1 now on the black dot, because what would accompany a 1 on a black dot? It would have to be a 2, and it's got a 2 looking at it now. So this is not 1. This is a 1. Which means, no, it doesn't mean anything necessarily brilliant, but it does mean, well, there's now no 2 on this black dot. So it's either 3 6 or 4 8. 3 6 4 8. Right, so this domino now is not a 3 8 pair, and it's not a 2 9 pair. So this is 4 7 or 5 6. The reason this can't be a 3 8 pair is it would kill the black dot. The black dot would have no viable fill, because 3 6 and 4 8 would be ruled out. Now, if that's blue, that's most certainly not blue, is it? So this is either green or 1. I've got to be careful with that. That could still be 1. But it depends on whether this is purple. Ah, there we go. There we go. Right, now where is purple in box 8? Double purple here rules out these squares. So if this was green, we'd have to squeeze double purple onto the black dot. And we've already worked out that 11 is not divided by 3. So in fact, this is purple, which means this is not purple, which means this is purple, which means that's purple by the logic of this column. And now, how do I know this one? This is not green. Oh no, hang on, no, that might not be right. That might not be right, because this is green or 1. It's not yellow and it's not purple. So it's either green or blue. It's not green. It's blue, in fact. Okay. I wasn't expecting that. So this sequence here is greens and 1s. Well, 1 1 and double green. Now that means we haven't put blue on. Blue must be up here, which means this is therefore green. Blue sits on the diagonal in 2 of these 3 squares, along with one of which is yellow. Yeah, that's right, isn't it? And then one of these is yellow, along with being a 1. And I suppose we know yellow is 2 9. So these squares are from 1 2 and 9 only. Okay. So that was all quite exciting. But What does it mean? I don't know yet. Probably probably what we've got to do is to continue to colour the puzzle. So one of these is green, which means there's a green in one of those two. Because there's a 1 up here, and this is double blue, these squares are blue and 1, and that actually there is just distinctly blue because it can't be 1. And that means these squares are double green and 1 yellow. Double green and a yellow. So is it useful? Well, it would be very useful if this was yellow, because it couldn't be 9, it would have to be 2. And then that would be 1 or 4. One of these is purple, isn't it? So where is this digit in this box? That's got to be there, so that's definitely blue. And now in this row, we've not placed 1. Which can't go on the white dot, look, because that would be a 2 and clash with the yellow. Good grief. This is very, very... 1 is not there either, so that square is definitely green. And that's double green in this column. And these are, well, that's purple, I want to say, because it can't be anything else. And one of these is purple. So now green and purple are consecutive. And purple we know is a 4, 5, 6 or a 7. Which might be enough, mightn't it? No, maybe not actually. No, I don't think so. Because that could be 4 with 5, 6. Or it could be 4 with 3, 8. Okay, so that's not quite enough, I don't think. Where is 1 in box 1? Now, according to my pencil marks, 1 in column 1 is definitely not in these 6 cells. So 1 is in one of those squares. Whoops. But also, look here, where's 1 in row 3? It's not in those 6 cells, so it's in one of those squares. And the only cell that simultaneously is in these squares and these squares is that square. So now this is not a 1-2 pair, which probably we knew already somehow, but I hadn't appreciated it. It's a really clever puzzle as well, because actually the dots, of which there are only 4, I want to say, are doing a lot of the heavy lifting and determining what's going on. I suppose they were always going to have to do something, but they've clearly been positioned incredibly cleverly. This is double green, so that's definitely therefore yellow. And wasn't that the only yellow? Yeah, there's no more yellows in this column, so this is double green. So green is on a black dot with the digit. And okay, so this black dot digit is not a 1 or a 2, is it? Because yellow is a 2-9 pair. Can we work out? Can we work out? So this digit is either 3, 4, 6 or 8. And that digit therefore, that could be yellow. It could be yellow on the other side. That's so annoying. Yeah, okay, so I think we just have to carry on colouring somehow and trying to understand everything that we possibly can about the white cells in the grid in terms of their colours. Now, can we get any easy wins there? I'm sure we can, I just have to spot the right cells. I mean, we know that's not green, don't we? Because double green cannot add up to 11. Yeah, okay. So where is that digit in box 1? This one here. It's not in the same row as itself. It's not in this column, which has got 2 greens in it. It's not in this row, and it can't be on a dot with another green digit, so it's there. Golly gosh, I mean, now that square is not green. So that is a 1. That's bizarre. Okay, so this is a 1. It's not green. Don't want it to be green. This is green. And do you remember right at the start we noted that could be a 1 if all 4 of these were different. And actually it's turned out to be a 1, but all 4 of these were not different. So it's 1 for a totally new reason. So this is a 1 now, which means that square is therefore just plain old purple. So this square loses its purplification. And in this column, we've not put in double blue, which we can now include, and that might help. Right, I've got double blue here, and that means that this square is most certainly not blue, so it's 1, which means that square is blue now and not 1. And this square cannot be blue in the corner. Does that mean it has to be yellow? I think that was the other digit colour we were expecting in this triumvirate. So we get a yellow here, which we know is a 2 or a 9. So we've now got a 1, 2, 9 triple in this box. Oh, hang on. No, we haven't, because that's a 1 by Sudoku, which means this is now definitely just a 2, 9 pair. So these are... that might do it. Because we've got yellows opposite... this has done it. This has done it, because this digit cannot be 9 on a black dot, and that's because, if you think about it, what is a number that is either half or double 9? Well, 4.5 is not a Sudoku digit, and 18 is not a Sudoku digit. So that is 2, this is 9, this is 9, this is 2, this is 2, this is 9, this is 2, this is 2, this is 9, this is 9, this is 2. Come on, bobbins. Bobbins. Well, 2 has to be somewhere in this column, and I think it's therefore there, so that becomes yellow. Now 9, can we get the 9? Maybe we can't get the 9. Or, well, 9 is in one of those two for what it's worth. This digit is now 4, and that tells us the nature of green, of course. So green is 4, 7, so we can start filling in greens. Oh, 7, 4. So this, that's useful. So now all of a sudden, purple has become 5, 6. Let's miss out those, and I think we can pencil mark the rest. Let's double green. Can we get these? I'm sure there's a way to get them somewhere, but I can't see what it is, so I'm just going to pencil mark them all. Now, that must mean that blue, wherever that appears, is 3, 8 by default. This purple digit in the corner is a 5 or a 6. No song for that. There's 2 purples in this row, so this one must be the green 4. Let's give that its mantle. This is purple 5 or 6. I haven't done a puzzle like this with such intense colouring for quite a while. I'm enjoying it very much. I just hope we can now finish it off. Well, it's probably going to be this dot, isn't it? No, 6 has been knocked off this black dot. So this black dot's become 4 and 8. Now, that means it's limited in terms of what colour it can be. It is either blue or the 4 would be green. So, yeah, okay, which completes this column, so that does make sense. It's probably that square, though. We'll have a think about that in a moment. Let me just try and think about Sudoku for a second or two. Totally anathema, I know. There's a 1 in one of these. A 1 in one of those. A little X-wing of 1s, which is going to be hopeless. It probably is this digit then. Okay, so this digit is either... Oh, I see, it's 4 or 7. And 4 or 7 is green, axiomatically. Because it can't be 5 or 6, obviously. Has to be consecutive with 5 or 6. So that doubles the greens in this column. It means one of these is blue, and we don't know which one. No. Oh, you rotten thing. You rotten thing. That's very surprising. Okay. Okay, I don't know what that means quite. Right, okay, we're gonna have to think harder again. Okay, I've got a 2 here, so that becomes 9. So let's use the diagonal. That becomes 2, which is a yellow digit. So that must be a purple digit, which is definitely not 2. It's 5 or 6. So we've got a 5 or 6 pair here. We must be able to get all. No, I'm wrong. There is a 9 in one of those, and we don't know the order. Good grief. Okay. Do we know where the other purple digit goes in this row? It's not there, and it's not there by Sudoku. Both of those see double purple, so we do know that's purple. Now in this column, we need green and blue in these 2 squares. I'm just going to label it up. I don't know if we're going to be able to resolve that yet. And here, we still need a blue digit. So one of these is blue. I don't know which one. I'm genuinely shocked by this. I'm surprised, or at least surprised. Right, 7 in this box is in one of those 2 squares. So maybe it's just a plain old Sudoku. So that's 7, that's 4. No, I don't think that. It's given me another 2 digits, but they're very, very useless. Naughty digits. Maverick's taken off as if to goad me. So this digit is blue or green. That's certainly true, but I don't think I know which. Got one of each in the column already. It's going to be something to do with a dot somewhere. Which dots have I not used? Ah, there we go. That one. So that's a 6. That's a 5. That's a 5. That's a 6. That's a 6. That's a 5. Is this going to just stall out though? No, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe. Yeah, or maybe it will. I definitely need to somehow get this digit, don't I? I can't quite see how. Is it the... I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm completely nonplussed by this. Let's try... I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, what we might have to do, you know, do we think we might have to colour the blue digits to try and pinpoint? Yeah, we might have to colour within the dominoes in order to try to identify which digits are which within the blue set. So, for example, we could say, couldn't we, that that digit is definitely the same as this one by Sudoku, so it's definitely the same as this one. So these two have to have their own colour. Now, can we take that further, or is that just going to stall out in me? I've got a bad feeling that's just stalling out immediately. Wow. Yeah, that's not good. So one of these is obviously the red-blue digit. One of these is the red-blue digit. So one of these is the red-blue digit. And it would be great if we knew which one, but I don't think we do. Ah, so, oh no. Okay. All right, I'm relieved. I'm relieved because I couldn't see how to do it, and now I've just noticed Sudoku's going to be my friend for once. So that's 4, that's 8, and that will do it, because now that's not blue. That is blue, and this is now 7, and that is lovely. 7, 7, 7, 4, 4. This is now 6. This is 5. This is 5. This is 6. This is 6. This is 5. This is 5. This is 6. Phew. Now 4 has to go here, which means it's not blue, so that one becomes blue by Sudoku. So we don't need to avail ourselves any further. Oh! That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. So that is very, very welcome. And now in this row, we need to put 7 somewhere, which has to be here, which disambiguates our 9s. That's now a blue 3. So that's 3, that's 8. And for our next trick, we will say that's 8, that's 3. So that's 3, that's 8. That's 3, that's 8. We haven't put 8 into this box, so that's 8, that's 1, and that's something, 3. And suddenly, out of nowhere, the puzzle is finished. So we can bluify these. All of the 8s should be blued as well. All of the 9s need to be yellowed. All of the 7s need to be greened. All of the 4s, or we just got, I think we might have finished. Maybe. Yes. Wow. That was a stiff test. How many people have solved it? So, oh, this is a new thing. Look, Sven's liked this puzzle. What does that mean? Oh, I can. You can click it and it turns it into a heart. Well, I definitely like that. That was brilliant. Oh, good. So I don't know why Sven's doing this, but presumably it's to try and keep track of puzzles that really people enjoy solving. So fantastic work, Sven. 85 people have solved it in 8 days, so about 10 people a day. It's quite difficult, actually. I mean, admittedly, I started in the wrong place, so I thought the start was down here, and it wasn't. It was here. So had I cotton, but it wasn't. That just was not obvious to me. I mean, it's very clever. This cell wins puzzle of the or cell of the day, but it's very clever the way that this digit is forced onto the diagonal, and then this domino of all things, which did not look propitious at all at the start, actually is the whole key to the puzzle. That's what allows you to start colouring. It's really clever. It's a very, very smart construction, as usual from James. So slightly harder than the average James Sinclair puzzle, I would say. But check out James's Artisanal Sudoku as well, which I think is a monthly newsletter. Lots and lots of puzzles in there. I'll try and remember to put a link under the video to that. And let me know in the comments how you got on. We enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.